$9. That's what Nonna Rosa spent making her kitchen shine like a magazine spread, and every item came from the same Dollar Tree run. I watched her line up 10 items on the counter afterward, none over $1, and walk me through what each one replaces, from the cabinet full of name-brand sprays sitting under most sinks at full price. She wasn't showing off a bargain. She was showing me the exact tricks her own mother used in a kitchen with no money to spare. Tricks that still work on a modern stove and countertop, decades later. Here's the thing almost nobody realizes standing in that cleaning aisle. Most name-brand cleaners are built around 1 or 2 active ingredients: a mild acid, a mild abrasive, a surfactant, dressed up in fragrance and packaging that triples the price. Nonna's generation didn't have brand loyalty to break. They just used what worked, plain and cheap, and a dollar store today stocks nearly every one of those same basic ingredients under its own label for a fraction of what the name brand version costs 3 aisles over at the regular grocery store. Trick 1 is white vinegar, a full bottle for $1, and Nonna uses it as her all-purpose glass and mirror cleaner instead of the blue spray bottle everyone else buys. Mixed half and half with water in a spray bottle you already own, it cuts through fingerprints and haze without leaving the streaky film ammonia-based cleaners sometimes do, and it costs about 1/10 of what the name brand version runs per ounce. She keeps a second bottle, undiluted, specifically for the stovetop. Straight vinegar cuts through grease splatter a watered-down mix can't quite handle. Vinegar has a second life in Nonna's kitchen too, one that has nothing to do with cleaning glass. A cup of it, run through an empty dishwasher on a hot cycle once a month, breaks down mineral buildup and lingering food odor that a name brand rinse aid barely touches. Same bottle, 2 completely different jobs. That's the pattern running underneath every one of these 10 tricks, and it's worth watching for as we go. Trick 2 is baking soda, another $1 item. And this is the one Nonna uses for anything that needs real scrubbing power without scratching. A paste of baking soda and a few drops of water tackles a burnt pot, a stained mug, or grime built up around a stovetop knob, working as a gentle abrasive that lifts stuck-on residue without damaging the surface underneath the way a harsher scouring powder can. She also keeps an open box in the fridge, a trick plenty of households already know, but she replaces it every month instead of forgetting about it for a year, because a saturated box stops absorbing odor long before anyone remembers to swap it. She's also got a smaller box tucked into the bathroom, sprinkled straight into the toilet bowl once a week, with a splash of vinegar chased right behind it, fizzing on contact and loosening ring stains that build up along the water line without a single drop of a harsher toilet bowl cleaner. Trick 3 is a bar of plain Castile soap, and Nonna grates a small amount of it into hot water to make her own dish soap refill, stretching a single $1 bar across weeks of dishes. It cuts grease just as well as the name brand liquid, without the added dyes and fragrance that name brand bottles charge extra for, and a bar lasts far longer, sitting dry on a dish than a bottle of liquid soap does once it's opened. No pump, no plastic bottle refill every month, just a bar and a grater she already owns. Trick 4 is coffee filters, and this one surprised me because it has nothing to do with coffee. Nonna uses them to clean glass and mirrors after the vinegar spray, because unlike paper towels, coffee filters are lint-free, so they leave 0 streaks or fibers behind on a freshly cleaned window or mirror. Just clear glass, every time. 100 count pack costs $1, lasts months, and does a better job on glass than the paper towels sitting in almost every kitchen drawer out of pure habit. Trick 5 is a simple mesh produce bag, repurposed as a soap saver. Nonna drops every worn-down sliver of bar soap into the bag instead of tossing it, and once she's got a small collection, she uses the bag itself as a rough-textured scrubber loaded with soap, perfect for a grimy pot or a grill grate. Nothing about this costs anything beyond the dollar bag itself, since the soap slivers were already headed for the trash before she started saving them. Trick 6 is lemons, and while a bag of them runs closer to $1.25 depending on the store, Nonna still counts them because of how far each one stretches. Half a lemon dipped in coarse salt scrubs a cutting board clean and lifts stains and odor at the same time, and a squeezed lemon half tossed into the garbage disposal, run with cold water, cuts through buildup and leaves the drain smelling genuinely fresh instead of just masked with a chemical scent. Trick 7 is a plain toothbrush, $1 for a 2-pack, repurposed entirely for cleaning instead of teeth. Grout lines, faucet bases, the tight seam around a stovetop knob, all the small detail spots a sponge can't reach, and Nonna keeps 3 or 4 of these scattered around specifically for grime. A regular cloth just glides right over. Trick 8 is a spray bottle of plain rubbing alcohol, and Nonna uses it on stainless steel appliances specifically because it cuts through fingerprints and smudges without leaving the greasy residue some name-brand stainless cleaners actually leave behind. A quick wipe with a cloth after spraying leaves a genuinely streak-free shine, and a single $1 bottle covers a full stainless steel kitchen for months of touch-ups. Trick 9 is microfiber cloths, sold in packs of 2 or 3 for $1, and Nonna swapped out paper towels for these entirely years ago. They pick up dust and grime instead of just pushing it around. They're washable and reusable hundreds of times, and over a year of regular cleaning, the money saved on paper towels alone covers the cost of the cloths many times over. Trick 10, and Nonna said this is the one people underestimate the most, is a plain plastic scraper, the kind meant for cake batter or dough. She uses it on stovetop spills, baked on grime around the oven door, and stuck on residue on a countertop, working it in at an angle without scratching the surface the way a metal blade or a harsh scouring pad would. It's $1, it lasts years, and it handles the one job a razor blade or a kitchen knife usually gets pulled out for, both of which risk gouging a surface a plastic edge never will. A few questions came up standing there in her kitchen, the same ones that come up any time this list gets shared. Whether dollar store vinegar actually works the same as the name brand cleaning vinegar sold at the grocery store came up first. Mostly yes, Nonna said, since standard white vinegar is regulated to roughly the same acidity, no matter who bottles it, 5% acetic acid. So the dollar version and the grocery store version are functionally identical for cleaning purposes, even if the label looks different. Whether it's safe to mix any of these 10 together for a stronger clean came up next, and this is the one warning she was firm about. Never mix vinegar with anything containing bleach, and keep baking soda and vinegar in completely separate steps, rather than combining them in a closed container, since the fizzing reaction that makes them fun to watch also builds pressure fast in anything sealed. And how long the caddy of 10 items actually lasts a household of 4 rounded out the list. Nana's own caddy runs a full 2 to 3 months before anything needs replacing, which is part of where the real savings come from. Since a $9 shopping trip is stretching across a whole season, not just a single cleaning day. Put all 10 together, and here's what Nonna's actually built, without ever calling it a system. Vinegar and rubbing alcohol handle glass, mirrors, and stainless steel. Baking soda and the toothbrush handle scrubbing and tight detail spots. Castile soap and the soap saver bag handle dishes and grease. Coffee filters and microfiber cloths handle the final wipe down without streaks or lint. Lemons and the plastic scraper handle the stubborn jobs everything else struggles with. 10 items, none over $1 or so, and together they replace an entire cabinet of name brand sprays that would run close to $60 bought new, 1 bottle at a time, at a regular grocery store. The mistake almost everyone makes trying this for the first time is buying the dollar store version of the exact same fancy bottle they already own, instead of thinking about what the ingredient inside actually does. A dollar store glass cleaner in a spray bottle with a brand name on it isn't the trick. Plain vinegar in a bottle you already have is the trick. The savings come from buying the raw ingredient, not from buying a cheaper version of the packaging. Nonna keeps every one of these 10 items in a small caddy under her sink. The same caddy for 40 years, replaced only when something wears out completely. Nothing fancy, no labels, no matching set. She said her mother taught her that a full cabinet of specialized products is a sign of falling for marketing, not a sign of a clean house. And a clean house has always come down to the same handful of ingredients used consistently, not a different bottle for every single surface in the kitchen. What stuck with me watching her work through all 10 wasn't really the money saved, even though $9 replacing 60 is a real number worth paying attention to. It was how little actually changed about the results. Her stove shines. Her glass is streak-free. Her stainless steel looks brand new. None of that required the expensive bottle. It required knowing which dollar item does which job and using it consistently instead of chasing a new product every time an ad promises something better. If you try even 3 or 4 of these 10 tricks this week, you'll already notice the difference in both your cabinet and your wallet. The full kitchen, done Nana's way, costs less than a single bottle of the name brand stuff, sitting in most cabinets out of pure habit.